All right, good morning, everybody. How we doing? We are bringing you the pre-market prep live from a hotel room as I continue to undergo, Billy and I both, what has been a quite arduous week, a patience testing week, but we're here and still standing strong. We actually had a pipe like burst in the sidewalk that caused like a backup and like sewage flooding in the basement. So yeah, pretty gross. Not the way that I wanted to, start off my Monday. I was definitely a little disgruntled yesterday morning, but as a result, we're in a hotel until, that gets fixed. There's a company that's supposed to come fix it, but there's like a holdup with the city or something like that. So yeah, we're here in the hotel. That's why we got the webcam that's going. We're pushing through. But yeah, definitely yesterday was a Monday of Mondays. So we're looking to get that fixed. But in the meantime, I figured, hey, might as well keep this show going. So good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great night's sleep. Vivian, Coco, Paul. Um, yeah, Vivian, I know you've had some home issues in the past. Yeah, Coco. Yeah, oh no is right. Viv, I think you had a tree, right? So I mean, that's tree coming through the house and yep, yeah, exactly. Look, if you guys are gonna be here, I'm gonna try and be here as much as I can, 1000%, even if it is, from the corner of the hotel room. But yeah, that's just part of adult life. Unfortunately, you got crap. Sometimes it's literally crap. This springs up out of nowhere, and you just gotta make stuff happen. So it was a long night last night, but we're here, all settled in. And I got a hotel nearby one of my like favorite restaurants here, so I'll probably pop in there for lunch. It's the little things, the little wins. But still excited to be here today, right? Keeping the vibes up. You guys, keep the vibes up for me. You help me, make sure that I don't give up on my day. So I appreciate you all for that. But other than that, we're here to get 1% better, right? Even through all the adversity, even through, not being able to be at home and having to pack up last night and come to a hotel and all that. We're still here to get 1% better, right? Because you can still aim to get 1% better even when you've got, literal sewage coming up because of a pipe burst. So, that's what's nice is that it's a quota that is manageable no matter what circumstances you're undergoing. So, it's something that I still intend to hit today, right? Unless I literally can't, I'm always going to try and get 1% better. That's something that we really, really stress here in this community. And I hope it's the same for you guys, right? Even on this short holiday week. So Tage, good morning, my brother. Benjamin, good morning. Let's get into what we got going on. So, in terms of top news, we're still talking AI, the AI pie. So, speaking of the AI revolution in the wake of Sam Altman going to Microsoft, artificial intelligence giant NVIDIA will gobble up attention today with its Q3 earnings report after the closing bell. The company is once again expected to smash third quarter revenue expectations as it continues to benefit from broadening AI adoption across industries, though investors will focus on the sustainability of this growth due to expanding curbs on the sale of high end chips to China as rising competition from rivals like AMD. Um, Oh, there it is. I'm going to repeat that sentence because I feel like I didn't say it the right way. So the company is once again expected to smash its third quarter revenue expectations as it continues to benefit from broadening AI adoption across industries. Though investors will focus on the sustainability of this growth due to expanding curbs on the sale of high-end chips to China and rising competition from rivals like AMD. Last week, NVIDIA also announced its new H200 GPU, which allows for work on generative AI and large language models to be done even faster. Quote, when a stock is as much of a favorite of the crowd as Nvidia, many of the tools stock analysts use to ascertain value lose utility. Seeking Alpha analyst Christopher Robb writes in an earnings preview. Quote, in the case of Nvidia, the huge problem or huge premium is justified by the breakneck pace of the company's revenue and earnings growth. Similar to big wave surfing, the rules of investing stocks with excessive valuation are different than normal investing. I agree. The rules don't apply, to Nvidia. It's one of those things where when you're on the forefront of a world-changing technology, how do people say you're overvalued, right? How do people say that your numbers are inflated? So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I might wait for the dip. Well, the dip already occurred, right? And whatever little dips that you get on Nvidia will probably be the extent, right, of the dip. I don't think it's going to be anything massive because they're just so far ahead. They're so dominant, and it's just something that everyone is clamoring for now because everyone needs AI. If you need AI, you have to train your AI, right? And if you have to train your AI, you need a lot of computing power. You need a lot of computing power. You need an NVIDIA chip. So hitting a fresh all-time high yesterday at $504 per share, Nvidia has surged over 252% year to date, helping it become the first trillion-dollar chip firm and the most important stock of 2023. In past quarters, guidance from the AI leader has often exceeded even the grandest of estimates. Also, keep an eye on today's numbers as well as the conference call featuring CEO Jensen Huang. To note, NVIDIA's guidance has generally only looked to coming quarter instead of an annual outlook. So they only look to the next quarter. I think that's smart in this day and age. Things are so volatile, you got no idea what comes around the corner, So I don't know what's going to happen a year from now, but I could have some idea for the next quarter. In terms of AI revolution, traders have been quick to flag other AI favorites like Microsoft, which just recorded a fresh all-time high following the hiring of OpenAI's top brass. In fact, Microsoft's market cap of 2.8 trillion is now worth over 1 trillion more than that of Google, which I'm sure Google is enthralled about. Though both of them and the entire Magnificent Seven group have propped up the market this year. These seven stocks have soared an average of 70% year to date, compared to the average 6% for the other 493 stocks in the S&P 500, which is just crazy. I mean, those seven have rocketed 70%, and the rest of the S&P is only up 6%. Right? There's seven stocks that hold the market up, literally seven stocks that prop it up. And when those stocks go down, the whole market goes down. In terms of automotive news, of course, Daniel Kahn, co-founder and product chief at General Motors self-driving unit Cruise, has resigned just a day after its CEO Kyle Vaught stepped down. The exits come less than a month after Cruise halted operations, issued recalls, and let's see here, and halted production of its autonomous vehicles amid safety concerns. Cruise is under federal investigation because of a hit and run incident in San Francisco, after which California promptly suspended its licenses. GM CEO Mary Barra appeared to shrug off these setbacks, leaving many questions unanswered as to Cruise's future. GM already lost $732 million on Cruise in Q3, and around $1.9 billion in the 9 months ended September 30th. Yeah. So I mean, what else? What else is new? We've been tracking this for the past few weeks. Cruise is crashed, right? And it was much more than a fender bender. But right now it seems like there's just a whole change in leadership, altogether. You got the co-founder, who resigned, the CEO stepped down. So this is just, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to read that. Like maybe they're just done, like, I don't know if it was in solidarity with the CEO leaving because maybe they made the CEO a scapegoat, right? Somebody's head has to roll when someone dies. So maybe they made the CEO a scapegoat and the co-founder was like, I'm not going down like this. I'm going to leave with him, or maybe he's just like, I'm done, this self-driving thing is too difficult. I'm going to go, raise billions and do a startup somewhere else. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, so far things just not looking good for GM and their self-driving unit. No real update there, just kind of people continuing to move in solidarity, just like you have all the people at OpenAI. I think there was like 700 of the employees, 500 to 700 of the employees saying that they'll leave if, Sam Altman leaves. And he is at Microsoft, so I don't know how that works. I don't know if they're announcing that they're leaving or if the board doesn't resign. That's what it was. If the board doesn't resign, then they're all going to leave. So, I mean, we're just seeing a crazy like coup uprising style, event at OpenAI, which is just wild. Like, especially for a company that has so much buzz. There's so much money around it, so much hype that it's kind of inevitable that there would be some type of power struggle between, those that sit up the top and have the money, and then those that actually made all these life-changing discoveries happen. Benjamin said, "What a crappy situation." LOL. Yeah, man, it was not fun. One of those things where it's like, oh, for a few days, like okay, not that bad, and then after a while, it's like, okay, yeah, we cannot stay here at all. But yeah, that's why we're live from the hotel now. Let me see here. In terms of automotive news, oh no, we just covered that. Tech news, made in India. Sorry if I'm a little all over the place. We got in here super late, got showered, everything super late. And then of course had to watch that game. Speaking of Benjamin, right? Eagles fan. I'm a Washington fan, but Jalen Hurts did come through for the end of my parlay for a nice little $650 payout. So for now, once and only, go Birds. Right, that'll be the last time you hear me say that. But go Birds, because Hurts came through at the end of that parlay. So there we are. Who knows? Maybe we'll add some of that in the group. If you guys do any sports betting, maybe I'll start tossing out some little parlays in the group as well. I'm very data driven, as you guys know, and I have not been sports betting for long, but I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten um, pretty good at it just with the research, and I've got some like apps and stuff that I use. But yeah, I've gotten pretty good at it, to be honest, over the course of the past few weeks. Done a lot of like $10 to $750 payouts, and I found like a nice little groove with that after doing so for probably a year and a half. So who knows? Maybe if you guys are down for it, we could toss some of those out. Again, it's just for fun. The trading is like what I actually do, but it's kind of fun to throw some action in on games as well, especially when if you play fantasy football, it's kind of the same amount of knowledge you need to be good at fantasy football. Um, that you need to bet on sports. So in terms of tech news, made in India, looking to boost domestic manufacturing, India will provide subsidies to 27 tech firms, including Dell, ticker DELL, HP, ticker HPQ, and Lenovo, under a production-linked incentive scheme for IT hardware. These companies are expected to invest around $360 million, with the value of IT hardware production estimated at $42 billion. The move is part of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's push to make India a global high-tech manufacturing hub. Gartner has forecast that India's IT spending will now grow 2.6% in 2023, despite global inflation and the weakening rupee. Earlier this month, India also authorized 110 companies, including Apple and HP, to import laptops, tablets, and PCs. So, I mean, India, the new gold rush, right? The new frontier. It used to be China. It's now India. After this, it'll be someone else. But as different parts of the world develop, and then you have workers and they want rights and they want higher pay, then you just move to another area that's a little bit underdeveloped and a little bit more hungry. And that's where we're at now with India. Tensions are super high with China. All these corporate entities are moving their manufacturing out of China. And India is being the big beneficiary of it. So you know, um, long India, right? In terms of like different companies that or different countries that you're looking to be involved with. India is one that is definitely coming into its own here. In terms of cryptocurrency news, unregistered. The crackdown on the US cryptocurrency market is nowhere near its end, with crypto exchange Kraken becoming the latest target. The SEC has charged the platform for allegedly commingling customer money with its own and operating as an unregistered securities exchange broker, leading it to make hundreds of millions of dollars unlawfully since at least September 2018. The charges are similar to the ones the SEC brought against Binance and Coinbase. Binance is also facing investigation by the CFTC and DOJ, with the latter wanting the exchange to fork over $4 billion in penalties to resolve its probe. Bitcoin still traded in the green Monday, crossing the $37,000 mark. Looks like it's still above that this morning. Coin, is the ticker for Coinbase, which is a platform for trading crypto and owning crypto and buying crypto, etc. But whenever crypto's on the move, typically these crypto related stocks are as well. So we did a nice over 50% profit play on Coinbase yesterday, right out of the gate. It's beautiful when you can have those 15-minute work days where you scope something out pre-market, you hop in shortly after open, you make your money within the first 15 minutes, and then to be honest, you can be done for the day. There aren't many places where you could go and make half the money you put in within 15 minutes, right? Other than the casino. And you can't do that from the comfort of your own home. So it's a beautiful thing. It's never lost on me the opportunities the market has for us. But that's one reason why I love options so much, is because people are like, oh, I love crypto, the big returns. You can get huge returns in options, and you can also play crypto in options. So it just makes it such a nice and convenient way to make your money, because yes, Bitcoin can fly, but at the end of the day, Bitcoin's not making 50% moves, anymore. So if I could take my money and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy some Bitcoin, buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, or I'm going to go ahead and trade big and buy $10,000 in these coin calls, and I can make 50% in 15 minutes, versus having to wait, then that's what I'm going to do. So that's kind of the big difference between trading derivatives, right, like options, and then trading just like the straight up asset or the asset class. But yeah, we talked about, Bitcoin a few weeks ago and how over that, I think it was 34K mark, 32K mark, about how it was up from there. And it has certainly been up from there. In terms of today's markets in Asia, Japan, we're down 0.1%. Hong Kong, we're down 0.3%. China flat. India up 0.4%. In Europe at midday, London down 0.5%. Paris down 0.2%. Frankfurt up 0.2%. The Dow, we're down 0.1. S&P down 0.1. NASDAQ down 0.2. So everything basically flat. Crude oil down 0.6, gold up 0.5%, Bitcoin up 0.1. FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. today. That's important, right? So this is just notes from the last meeting. We get existing home sales at 10 a.m., but really FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. No Powell, right? A lot of people kind of equate FOMC minutes to Powell, but that's not necessarily the case. Powell does not always speak. This is just a release of notes from the past meeting from the Fed. So that's where we're at with that. And we're going to finish up here with our rapid fire bullet point rundown, rapid fire stock news rundown. Again, make sure you take note that NVIDIA has earnings after the bell today. So just be aware of that, right? What else is happening? China is still buying chips from US and might be improving them. Citigroup, ticker C, eliminates more than 300 senior manager roles, likely caused, some positive movement in Citigroup. Senate panel subpoenas Live Nation over ticket pricing. UAW members ratified new contracts at GM, Ford, and Stellantis. So, good news that's been far and few between for GM. Texas sues Pfizer for alleged medical fraud over ADHD meds. U.S. listed Argentinian stocks soar after Miele's presidential win. White House and Biden join Threads, which is, from Meta, after Musk backlash. McDonald's, ticker MCD, buys Carlyle's minority stake in China business. Zoom in charts enterprise revenue continues to grow, albeit slowly. And then top 10 value plays according to Seeking Alpha's quant ratings. But that's it for us today, right? Tuesday on this short holiday week. We actually got some nice movement yesterday. We had a number of things come through for us here on the trading front, right? Coinbase, Tesla, Disney still doing well, paying for us. Apple hit that longer term price target number 2. Those Apple call swings doing beautifully, right? The longer call swings that we had, up almost 300% profit, just getting in and letting it go. Like, that's what I love about swings, and that's what will never stop, beating swings for me. Everyone popularizes day trading, but the fact that you can still go about living your life, like we got in the beginning of November, right? So 3 weeks ago at this point, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and you just let it ride. Like, you just get in, let it ride. You live your life. You do your Christmas shopping, right? You deal with crap coming up through the basement and pipes bursting, and your money's still working for you. That is the beautiful thing about swing trading, and why it's something that I'll never leave, in the past, never leave behind. But yeah, we had a few things come through for us yesterday, and I'm excited to kind of see these things continue here as we go through the end of the week. Again, holiday week, we can get chop, we can get some indecision, but yesterday was a pretty solid day in terms of the direction that we got, and everything can continue to go up, especially if NVIDIA has positive earnings here headed into tomorrow. So, headed into today after close. So we'll see what happens from there. But NVIDIA was another one, right? Had a nice little intraday bull flag and fired that up end of day for some NVIDIA Lotto profit, if you're paying attention to those NVIDIA Lottos. So, a number of different things came through yesterday for a very nice day trade day. Google as well. So a nice profitable Monday where, regardless of where you came in at, or, if you were late to the party, early to the party, there was something for you. You got to love it, right? You can't get a better community than Stock Options Made Easy, where we got those opportunities rolling all day, every day. But in terms of Q&A, I think I'm going to do where you guys submit the questions, and then I'm going to do like a Loom video, because again, this Thursday, Thanksgiving, so we won't be having Q&A this Thursday. So still send in any questions that you have, email them to me. We'll get that out, post that in the group. Other than that, guys, let's go out and have another great and profitable day. I love not having to spend my own hard-earned money on Christmas gifts. So let's make sure that the market is treating our families to these Christmas gifts and not us, right? I'm not trying to work overtime in order to do this. I want to go in on Monday, be able to identify opportunities, and have the market pay for me, right? Pay my bills, my automobiles, all of them, right? We don't want scrub trades. We want good trades. So let's go in and have another great day. Other than that, people, I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for our next pre-market prep session, and maybe our last one of the week. Yeah, because it's Wednesday. All right, I'll see you then. Have a great rest of the day. Peace.